Bitcoin is going to the moon, as we say. It's going to the moon. I want America to be the nation that leads the way, and that's what's going to happen.
Is Donald Trump just heading Bitcoin to the moon? It seems not. In the last 24 hours, Donald Trump's world liberty has been on an altcoin buying spree, and I was surprised when looking at the list, especially 3 altcoins in particular. In this video, we're going to look at a few altcoins that you need to be paying attention to. This is your Altcoin Buzz News. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody, and if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't drop the latest content. Follow us on Twitter at AltcoinBuzzIO, and as always, it's not financial advice, and wish the best of luck in your crypto ventures. Alright you guys, so starting off, Bitcoin is above $100,000, went almost to $102,000 last night. It's having a little bit of a pullback right now, but I don't expect this to be too bad. I expect us maybe to come down here towards around $99,000 and then head back up. I don't think it's going to be that big of a dip. And I actually was saying yesterday that I thought we'd get to $100,000 by the end of the week. It was actually by the end of the day that we got to $100,000. So at this level, it's like going from 98,000 to 100,000 is only a 2% move. But back in the day, I feel like when we were trading around $25,000, going up 1,000 or 2,000 a single day was unheard of. But now I guess it's just a pretty small move. So I have to realign my expectations for how fast we can actually move in a bull market now. So yeah, $100,000 we hit yesterday. I expect us maybe to hit $99,000 maybe today, and then back up towards all-time highs probably by the end of this week. But first off, I want to share Tommy Lee from Fundstrat and what he's expecting of the markets in 2025. So let me play this for you real quick.
You talk about a Fed put, you also talk about another put, and that's a Trump put.
Yes. On the simplest level, it is a White House that is going to measure its success by how the stock market performs. But it's also a president that's coming into a second term, but with a lot of previous experience. So this is a cabinet that has good private sector acceptance, and I think very markets friendly. Overall, I think investors who might have been cautious for the last few years now want to be risk on next year.
All right, so your outlook to me is interesting, the way you sort of game out where the S&P can go. Because you say we're going to 7,000 by mid-year, which sounds amazing because most targets that I've seen are 7,000 at the top end for the entire year. Your full year forecast, though, is 6,600. Why?
Part of it's cyclical. We're coming off 2 back-to-back 20% years, and there are 5 precedents to look at. 5 of the 5 precedents since 1880 had a weaker second half. So I'd say that's the base case. The reason I think markets do better in the first half is that there is going to be a lot of enthusiasm about a new White House, some of the headlines that come, whether it's deregulation, et cetera. And we know there's still a ton of cash and a lot of low leverage on the sidelines. That's why stocks can rally. But in the second half, I think markets start to worry about the larger macro risks like the Middle East, the potential risks of tariff and executing that, and potentially the fact that Doge could be so successful that it could slow the economy.
You're worried about being too efficient, cutting too much, and what the impact is going to be?
Yes.
So Tommy believes there's still a lot of sideline capital, and when it goes into tech and traditional tech stocks, it also goes into crypto. And this kind of lines up with what we're thinking for the crypto cycle as well. Probably by mid next year is similar to a top. Maybe November is an actual double top if we have a double top, but this kind of is in line with what we expected for Bitcoin and crypto next year. Now, Robinhood has officially confirmed RLUSD, which is Ripple's stablecoin, will be listed alongside XRP, bringing in billions of dollars to XRP and Ripple as well. And then Tron, Justin Sun posted this on X as well. He wrote RLUSD on Tron, and he wants to get them on Tron. And Chad wrote the RLUSD will be the superior stablecoin to all other stablecoins in existence. Ripple has perfected it. Not even Circle USD can match it now. He shared this post saying, given Ripple's institutional focus that matters, while Circle's USDC is generally considered safe and regulated, a lack of trust charter is a weakness from institutional perspective. So he's saying, given how Ripple has such big institutional partnerships, that they're going to become the superior stablecoin with institutions, which will then trickle down as well. XRP is looking all right as well. It's come back, it came down here into this order block down here at around 185, and then it bounced, and now it's kind of doing what everything else in the market is doing and probably making a higher low somewhere around here and then continuing back up. But XRP continuing to look great as well with the rest of the market. Then moving on, we have Spot on Chain, which said U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's World Liberty Financial has spent $12 million on Ethereum, AAVE, and Link in the past 10 hours. including 10 million ETH at 3,800, $1 million in AAVE at 297, and $1 million in Link at 2419. This is the fund's first purchase of AAVE and Link, and meanwhile, in the last 12 days, the fund has spent a total of 30 million USDC to buy 8,105 ETH at an average price of $3,701. So World Liberty Financial is starting to buy these altcoins, and all of these altcoins have then surged. So first off is Chainlink, which has also secured a partnership with Emirates NBD, a $260 billion asset under management banking group. And then we also have history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. We've broken out and will now witness how high it can truly fly. My conservative estimate is $170 to $225 this cycle. So Link Collector is comparing this to Ethereum last cycle, where this went 992%. So he's saying, you know, if we go from Link at 24% with the similar setup here, we'll go from $24 to around $185. So he's putting it somewhere in that middle of, 170 to 225. That seems like very, very ambitious for how big of a market cap Chainlink is. But if the president is buying Chainlink, who am I to say they're wrong? We could go so much higher. So that's almost a 10x on Link, which would be absolutely insane because for the longest time in the bear market, you could buy Link from like $3 to $6, anywhere in that range. And for it to go to 225 would be absolutely insane. So Chainlink, it pains me to show this because I was looking at this today, and this is something we charted out the other day, where we said it would probably come back down here. You can see how much longer I thought this would take. I thought it'd come out to here. But you can see we came down here into this order block, and then we just bounced exactly like I thought we did. So this flipped a high time frame resistance into support, and it did it much quicker than I thought it did. I think, the president expedited this with World Liberty because I thought this would take much longer, but this is a great trade. Unfortunately, I didn't take this, but I set it up on the news for you guys a couple days ago. So if any of you guys are taking these trades, they're working out pretty well. And then next is Ethereum as well, which we said would probably come down to this level here. If we see, so we probably come down to this order block here. If not, it's probably going to come back down to this one. And so actually Ethereum held up stronger than it has been in the recent months. So here, Ethereum is actually doing pretty well. I mean, if BlackRock is buying over $500 million of ETH, and Donald Trump is buying a bunch of ETH, and then everyone is watching their on-chain wallets buy ETH, we're going to do pretty well in ETH. And then Crypto Rover also wrote, Ethereum is breaking out in Q1 at 2025. After that, nobody will question the bull market ever again. So he shares Bitcoin's pump, where in Q4 2020, we broke out of this resistance from the previous all-time high. And then in Q4 2024, we did the same. And so he's just sharing Ethereum, which is usually after the Bitcoin dominance drops in Bitcoin pumps. Ethereum in Q1 2021 pumped, and now in Q1 at 2025, he's expecting something similar because Ethereum still has not broke its all-time high. Solana has just by a little bit, but Ethereum hasn't broken its all-time high yet. So once it does, hopefully we get a proper altcoin season. And then for the last altcoin that they were buying, Sentiment wrote, as several altcoins grew today, AAVE has erupted to a market value of over $300 for the first time in over 3 years. Pay attention to projects that have massive drops in mean dollar invested age like AAVE. And then Crypto with Con wrote, there's no doubt that we have security issues with DeFi projects. We have to understand that risk takers will park their money to take 14 or 20% APY, various protocols offering. 20% APY is huge if you have millions of dollars in your pocket. So AAVE, this is absolutely insane. 20% today, $364. This is not something that I thought we would see on AAVE anytime soon. This chart has just fully gone parabolic. Last cycle, we went to 667. I honestly didn't think we would get back that far with a coin from last cycle, like AAVE. I thought, maybe 100, 200 would be the top for this cycle, but we're at 364. So old coins are still making a comeback. AAVE, being bought by the president and it's his DeFi project, absolutely insane. There's not much TA that you can do right now on this. We've just pumped like crazy, 20% in a day. I'm guessing it's going to come down something like this and then keep pumping as well after it consolidates. Hard to say where that number will be, but AAVE looking very good as well. Then moving on, we have Sui, which has done insane numbers. It just hit another all-time high today on December 12th, and the same time that Suilend and their Send token went live. So Suilend's Send token is now live on the Sui network. Send is powering Sui's DeFi suite with lending, infinite liquid staking via Spring Sui, and a super fluid automated market maker via Steam. So Send is now live, which I think actually sent the Sui price. If we look at Sui, crazy. Another trade that I didn't take that I didn't think would play out this quickly. I said if we came back down into this order block here and we wicked down, which we did again the other day, we probably would head back up here. And I didn't think it would be this quick because this happened in literally like a day or two. So I didn't take this trade, but congrats if you did. These news videos, I just have to go back and rewatch them because these are playing out beautifully. So we hit a new all-time high of around $4.92. So Sui is doing very well as well. And Sui also said recently onboarding to Sui keeps getting easier thanks to Binance and FD Labs HQ. Starting today, you can send FD USD to your Sui wallet directly from Binance, which is another stablecoin from Binance. And today, Sui's total DEX volume broke $35 billion and set a new 24-hour record for DEX volume at more than $466 million. Builders and users continue to push the boundaries with Sui DeFi, and we're just getting started. So Sui is doing absolutely insane. We actually have a full spotlight video on this coming out later with Maddie. He's going to be talking about Sui's ecosystem and a lot of big updates on Sui, so make sure to watch that. It's later today, so subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, but that is coming as well. And then moving on to another Mu programming language blockchain, we have Aptos. So Aptos recently said, major news, BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, has announced that BlackRock USD Institutional Digital Liquidity Fund, or BIDL, say that 5 times fast, tokenized by Securitize, has landed on Aptos, the best blockchain for institutional finance and the only non-EVM chain to offer BIDL. And then Alex wrote, 2 chains that have grown massively this year are Base and Aptos. They've caught up with BNB Chain and Near Protocol and active addresses. So according to Nansen, Aptos is one of the top growing chains this year, according to Nansen's analytics. And then Crip wrote, the new Ethereum killer is here, and this time in earnest. Here's how Aptos is changing the Web3 industry. Now you already know what happens to 99% of tokens after the airdrop, but Aptos was once again an exception to the rule. A few months after the airdrop, Aptos grew by more than 500% in just 1 month, getting everyone talking about it again. So Aptos, if you remember this time last year, Aptos really was the talk of the town. It went to $20 in a single month. It was like a 6x on the airdrop. Anyone who held was feeling pretty good. And then he says, but if you haven't been following the ecosystem closely, you may have overlooked Aptos and may have thought the network wasn't growing. However, that's not the case. There are more projects coming to the network. Aptos' TVL has already reached $2 billion, which is more than most EVM networks. In addition to TVL, the number of users on the network is also growing. In the last week, the number of new accounts has exceeded 1 million. And compared to Ethereum, this is already almost 1.5 times more, even in low gas market. Now to finish the topic on the Ethereum killer, I compare these blockchains and you can see the results in the screenshot below. Aptos outperformed the largest blockchain at the moment in almost all technical points. So it compares Aptos and Ethereum in terms of real-time transactions per second, max recorded transactions per second, max theoretical TPS, block time, finality, governance, launch date, all of that. And it looks like Aptos is outperforming. So Aptos might be the next one that we need to be paying attention to as well. And then lastly today, Ambire launches gamified campaign for smart wallet adoption. Now crypto wallets can be confusing, especially if you're new to the space or haven't heard about smart accounts or account abstraction. But Ambire, the open source self-custodial wallet, is here to change that. Now Ambire Legends is a campaign that lets users create an Ambire account and dive into the role-playing game where you can interact with the Legends dApp and you can choose a character who begins his or her journey at level 0. You earn XP and treasures by taking blockchain actions like token transfers or using dApps, leveling up your character. But here's the catch, the campaign isn't only about playing a game, but learning. Ambire wants to show users how smart accounts work and why they're a big deal. They simplify how account abstraction enhances security and streamlines crypto wallets. Now Ambire isn't stopping at XP points. They've allocated 195 million wallet tokens as user rewards, and depending on the quantities retained in their portfolios, it'll issue these tokens once users meet some usage level. And lastly, Ambire is at the forefront of popularizing smart accounts. It gamifies adoption while educating the community on wallet security and usability. Even if you've never tried trading, this is the best time to see what every smart account offers. So that is Ambire, and this is Bitcoin holding up pretty strong. I think we do go down towards around $99,000, and then we come back up today. We are looking pretty good. I think we're going to continue, maybe hit new all-time highs by the end of the week, and hopefully get towards $110,000 and get away from this 100K zone. But that's it for the video today, guys. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe. Also, make sure to check out Maddie's Sui video later today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.